Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Gaifus for Laifus podcast. I am your Gaifu host today, Daniel. Once again, I'm joined by my fellow Gaifus, Gunnar and Raul. Sadly, Chris is not joining us today because he is trying to get good at Valorant.
You just heard my phone go off. He actually just texted live as we're recording. He says, "Oh shit, I forgot. ... my B."
So does that mean okay? So Chris might come on as a late jump on. If not, then we're just gonna fly. We're just gonna do threesome.
Hey, listen. When you're trying to be a professional Valorant player, there is no resting time.
Where's Ninja and all those guys?
It's business in the front, business in the back.
But yeah, we have an exciting episode today. I think we're just gonna kind of freeball it. We did have some ideas planned. I know in a future episode we're gonna do a best anime swordsman, kind of like a bracket,
or swords users,
swords users, I guess.
Sword users. All inclusive.
Yeah. And but for today's episode, I know Gunnar wanted to talk a couple about things, with the big news being, and I mean it's been shared all over the internet already by the anime community, but Crunchyroll and Funimation have decided to merge into a giant megazord of anime, because Sony has a lot of money and they want to spend shit, and anime's worth a lot of money right now. And then I know, Gunnar, you wanted to talk about the Batman.
Oh yeah, definitely. So listen, going into it, first off, let's talk about Crunchyroll Funimation.
Okay.
So explain to me, as a person who only has a Funimation account, should I be scared?
You're definitely gonna have to get a Crunchyroll account. So the way it's gonna happen is, so for those of you who don't know, so Sony owns, I believe, both Crunchyroll and Funimation now. And they are deciding to merge both of them into one. Crunchyroll being the flagship. I think because Crunchyroll has all of the at home, the actual licenses. But yeah, so Crunchyroll is going to be the main flagship. Funimation's library is going to be melded into it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, obviously the same voice. I think everyone's going to be still working, but it's just under the Crunchyroll flag. And yeah, so they're slowly we're just gonna have random stuff, but it's an entire Funimation library. I think they're slowly making transitions. So for example, yesterday they put all the Dragon Ball dubbed onto Crunchyroll.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so basically at a certain point they're like, yeah, well, you're gonna just need a Crunchyroll account and you will be able to watch the anime of both Crunchyroll, Funimation, and they call it Wakanam, something like that. And I think it's where the Chinese, because there are some Chinese anime that are on both Funimation and Crunchyroll that is gonna be on there.
Just throwing a quick note there. Now that they got all this money, I hope they can pay their devs to make a better UI, because I cannot stand the Funimation home screen, searching for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they just
so
did,
bad.
They just did an update on
Funimation. That's
on the Funimation. Yeah, so it's all fucked now. But honestly, though, I do think this is great in the sense that because Funimation has, I think, they both have really good titles. I don't want to say Funimation has better titles, but I do think Funimation has the bops. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that.
They have the bangers.
Yeah, Funimation put anime on the map.
Yeah,
the dubs, Dragon Ball Z dubs in our generation, right? A lot of kids, and now everyone's like, I'm woke. I know that Dragon Ball isn't a good, for the plot and stuff like that. But if you the things that we grew up with are Funimation shows, just because the guy who did it, the owner again, Fukunaga, he was like, hell yeah, dude, let's do this. I mean, they're based out of Texas. I mean, they gave us Goku. I mean, Christopher Sabat's voice is in everything now. He's All Might, Yami, and so many iconic voice actors along with him, like Jamie Marchi. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I feel bad. I'm not trying to be Chris Sabat, but a lot of good voice actors have come from them. Laura Bailey. I mean, what a force she's become, and it wouldn't be without Funimation. So I think we owe a lot to Funimation, and now it's it feels like those that meme of the Ninja Turtles.
They're holding
Splinter,
the
and it's like
Splinter.
Splinter walking them as kids, and then he's like, and then it's like now it's our turn, and now the Ninja Turtles are older. That's what it kind of feels like.
Yeah.
It is gonna create problems though, because I think it's gonna create, you know, we're gonna enter that monopoly world.
Yeah.
And like what that means for the anime community of like, well, if Sony owns it all, then how are people gonna get access to? You know, I think like High Dive. I don't know if you guys use High Dive. I don't think many people do. But High Dive has like is like the Adult Swim of anime because it has like Redo of a Healer on it.
Oh, so they have the super fucked up shit.
Yeah, they have the ones that like most mainstream anime companies won't carry.
Like you wouldn't wear a t-shirt with the anime's title like out.
No.
And that's what they have. Yeah, I get that. I
mean, you can. You just
you can, but you will like when like you know someone looks it up, and they like it's like oh no, oh no.
Like, yep, and then now they found out they're a degenerate.
Well, okay, so then my question is, are they keeping, because has Crunchyroll and Funimation, have they had the same pricing and stuff?
I do know that they're adding different options.
Oh, okay.
So Crunchyroll has like a mega fan, like they have like price tier lists, and so it's kind of like a Netflix in the sense of like, if you spend a $10 one, you can like download, and then
you get like 2 users, and then 15's like 5 users.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, and then you obviously you get discounts on Crunchyroll store, and yeah, so it's just a blending of the two, and I mean it's good in the sense that it makes it easy for a lot of kids, or I mean a lot of people to have access on one platform. But if you're like anti-monopoly, then you start to worry.
I did like that Funimation only charged me $5 a month.
I'm kind of with it though, because I'm like, I have a Paramount account, I have a Hulu account, I have a freaking Netflix account. Like, it'd be nice just to have everything in one place rather than having to figure out wherever what show I'm trying to watch is on. Yeah,
I think it could. Like, I do.
What's even worse is to like One Piece or like certain shows on Netflix, they only have like 2 seasons.
Yeah,
and then you got to go fishing for the rest of them somewhere else, which is
a classic anime move. Yeah, they give you a hit,
taste,
and then you gotta find out where to get the next one. So.
I do get that, and the other thing is I feel like it's also kind of like a Marvel, like Disney kind of storyline, because the animation studios and stuff that like are now going to be working like Crunchyroll exclusive like animes that are going to be coming out are just going to have that like high tier, but like not like they didn't already, but it's just going to be even better. It's only going to go up. Like I can't see it being bad, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it'd be interesting to see how. It's one of those moves where like everyone's like it's bad. It's almost like drafting like sports players. You're like, oh, he's gonna be amazing. Like you don't know that, dude. Like something crazy might happen and things can change.
It could suck. It could suck. We might be all repping. What'd you say, Haikyuu, or what the fuck was it?
Redo of a Healer.
No. Oh yeah, what's that? Where do you watch it at?
Oh, High Dive.
High Dive. We might be repping the high. We might be new High Dive fan.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up High Dive. This is never disrespect the High Dive.
I'm gonna get. That's how Raul's gonna have to get his One Piece fix from now on.
What? This is so random, dude. They have the randomest. I'm on the website right now looking at it. $5 a month though.
That's what I liked about Funimation, dog. It was $5 a month too, and now I'm gonna have to figure out all the Crunchyroll. Figure out which the best like plan and shit. That's why I kind of like I like HBO Max. I think HBO Max is only what, like $10-$12.
Oh, what?
It's not bad at all.
That's real. They have all the what's it called? Sentai. It's called Sentai Works. That's what's on here. That's what High Dive has.
Can you explain that? I don't know what that is.
So Sentai Works is a dubbing company. So Funimation is the granddaddy, it is the Tom Brady of dubbing companies, but there's a lot of other ones, and Sentai Filmworks is one. They do really random ones. So they do like so for example, they have, I'm trying to think of an anime that we all know that like is on there. Food Wars. they dub Food Wars.
Oh, like so before it becomes poppin', like they're like the ones that are gonna be like dubbing the like more.
So you basically just you earn the rights, but yeah, so they did Food Wars, or they do a lot of like B tier stuff. They don't have like the heavy hitters.
Yeah,
but they have some good stuff on here, and like there's a lot of like romance stuff because I've gotten into romance because I'm cultured now. Oh, Domestic Girlfriend's on here. Yeah.
There you go. So you're saying that we could potentially dub an anime, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean that's how a lot of who is it? If you guys follow or if you guys watch YouTube like anime and the big anime YouTuber Giga, his girlfriend became popular because she did dubs, like fan dubs.
Oh, so like there wasn't a dub and she just would dub it for the community.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
People were like, "Oh, this is kind of dope." That's how. If you guys, the other big YouTuber, anime YouTuber, Sea Dog, same Sea Dog, like his user tag, and he became famous because he's Welsh, and he redid Black Butler. If the Butler was.
Oh, if he was. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because in the dubbing, the guy who we actually saw at Sac Anime, he was the one in the Tokyo Ghoul. He was the one like kind of like running. Like, he was answering all the questions. His name's like Michael J. Tatum.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that guy.
He's the voice of him, and so he gave him like a little bit of a British accent, and so he was like, "Oh, well, let me do my own dub of it as a true member of the European or the United Kingdom." So that's how he got famous. Let's do that, and then he started doing like anime stuff, and then.
Well, Daniel, I'm gonna put you on that as you're gonna be now the official anime dubber. So
Bro,
go ahead.
You give me some Mexican stuff, dog. I got you guys.
Hey there, samurai! You came to the wrong. You came to the wrong.
Bitch? So they have like Gintama on here.
Oh, dude, Gintama's good.
I'm offended you didn't say that when I said Domestic Girlfriend. Whatever.
Well, listen. I'm trash, but I'm not that trash yet.
Oh, dude, baby, it is so trash. It is As the World Turns trash. Love it. They have like Gate. I don't know if you know Gate.
I watched. What was it? Steins Gate? Is that the same thing?
No, this one is what if a world like a medieval fantasy world opened a portal in the middle of Japan, and everything in that medieval fantasy world came out to try and like kill us. So like, so it's this guy who's like, I'm a big like. Fan, like he's into like was it Beast Girls, and he's like, well, I'm gonna join the military so I can go find myself a Beast Girl. And so basically,
you know what though,
portals will open and they're like, all right, Operation go, wage war. So they're like fighting dragons with like T-21 like with like anti-aircraft rockets and shit.
Okay, so it's kind of like it's similar to Solo Leveling, right? Where like because like in Solo Leveling, right, it all of a sudden in Japan, like these dungeons just started appearing and monsters started coming out.
Except the Second Amendment remains undefeated.
Yeah, freedom, baby. Freedom is the sound.
Daenerys came with her dragon, and we said, "Nah, we got a 50 cal sniper rifle to put that fucker down."
You know what though? I feel like if that's, I think if the world, like if something like that happened, like the fantasy world of anime was to open up, I could definitely see a lot of people going on the hunt for a waifu.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, dude. I mean, half the people we see at we've seen at anime, it's like we're all has an experience like an anime convention.
I'm afraid.
Oh, dude. It's in there's your anime life before it and your anime life after.
I gotta say,
it's life changing a little bit.
You know what? You gotta go. My best advice.
Wait, can I be drunk?
Yes.
Actually, it's recommended that you're drunk.
Honestly, here's the biggest thing. As long as you wear deodorant, you're fine.
No, listen. You want to go. You want to go on the first day because it usually smells the best. And then it turns
into the Tet Offensive in Vietnam, man, and we're just fighting for our lives.
Dude, it gets bad.
No one's bathed.
You know what though? I do have to say, because the last one we went to, was that a SAC anime too?
We've done 3 together, huh?
The last one we did, it was after the second wave of, or after Delta of COVID, and after everyone got their boosters and stuff, we went to it, and the masks really helped with the smell. Like it was kind of refreshing to have. But also you got to come on the first day and you need to bring a shit ton of spending cash. Like whatever you usually bring, double it, because you're gonna spend it all like that.
And it's like, you know, like when you see, when like, have you ever been like around people, right? Or like I feel like it's like what rappers and like athletes talk about when they're like, my boy got, you know, he bought a Lambo, I gotta match it. You know, he bought a chain, I gotta buy 2 chains. Like it's like that. You're like, oh, okay, they have more like you just like agree, like you just accept things.
Oh, and I got one more advice for you. The grab bags are never worth it. No, so like they
have like random shit in there.
Yeah, so it's like mysteries. You know, the first
box lunch has it too.
Some of them hit, some of them do hit, but 9 times out of 10, you just get to get some shit.
And what do they charge you, like $10-$15?
Yeah,
like $10, $2 worth of stuff.
Well, like sometimes you'll sometimes you get like the value, but it's like value and shit like that you just will never use. Like, you know what I mean? So I definitely recommend just go get what you want. Artist Alley is the best like my favorite thing, because I mean that's what all of my art right now.
Yeah, all of our art is Artist Alley, or like it's just like anime, like handmade anime art.
And you really get to meet some there's this one dude, he makes like Pokemon pins, but he draws them in like his own art style, and he makes pins that you can have. And we have a couple, and I follow him on TikTok now, so it's kind of crazy. Like, they meet the local artists and stuff. It's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
Fanime is dope though, dude. I hope if for, like I said, if we do decide to do this and all that stuff, like, I want to go to the if the cosplay contest is as good as it was the one time we went, because that shit was banging. That was it. That was a full-on production. Like,
when you and Emmett went,
when all of us. Oh yeah, because
I wasn't.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, that was dope. Like,
the cosplays are pretty good though. Yeah. Like you get to see some are bad, but but like you could tell, like everyone who cosplays really puts like their heart and soul. It's peak
dress up darling, dude. Like if people do it for the love of the game, and you're like, all right.
Hey, you know what? It definitely is peak dress up darling.
Yeah.
But no one's found their main character that can sew yet, you know. Dude, me and Jess have tried, man. Sewing, like anybody that knows how to actually like sew clothes, fucking S tier, dude.
When the zombie apocalypse hits, that's what we're looking for.
Peak survivability.
Not the man who can teach us how to clean water, but who can you sew?
Please and thank you. But all right, moving on. So Batman just came out.
Yep.
I haven't seen it. Daniel and Raul have seen it. So I want them to explain to me what just walk me through, because I don't want to buy a movie ticket. That's fucking.
Oh, you want to buy?
No, I don't want to buy a movie ticket. This is the movie we're about to experience.
Gunner's all in on making us sell this thing.
Listen, and also for anybody who hasn't seen the new Batman movie, now will be a good time to skip to the next time.
I don't know. I don't think I'm not going to be talking about any spoilers. We're not going to like what.
I mean, it's if you know Batman, it's nothing crazy. Like they haven't done anything new.
But if you want to go into them, because some people I know like to go into movies like completely blind. So if you want to go into completely blind, we're not going to do any major spoiling, but we're just going to talk about it. But if you don't want to hear, if you want to go into it blind, go ahead and just skip the next timestamp.
And if I do think of something that I think is a spoiler,
we'll call it. We'll out. All right.
Because I hate spoilers.
Yeah. So tell me, you know who spoils shit for me? You, Raul, when I watch One Piece.
You know, it's because I'm talking to other people who have seen One Piece, and it's really hard not just to bring it up.
Bitch, I'm trying to catch up. Like
you're almost there. You're almost there.
I'm there. I'm getting closer. But anyways, back to it. All right, Batman, go. Now, in this one, is it Batman or is he the Man Bat?
This one is pure Batman.
All right.
This movie takes place. I don't know about Raul, but I like read the comics and stuff, so I'm a big Batman fan.
I will piggyback off of you because I do not read the comics as much.
He's so like, this takes comics place. Are for nerds.
Reading is just too hard. sometimes.
Yeah, that's okay. I got it. I figure. I think I'm the pod reader. Like I read all the manga, I read all the comics, and then I like story time it to you guys. I'm acting as a teacher here.
Well, you see, I'm an audio learner, so you know. So
I'm gonna do it like back in the day when they're like, "All right, class, and here we go. Here's the picture."
I'm gonna put it on the projector. It's like
Everyone
just some
see
shitty
it?
ass
All right,
projector.
Cool.
Right.
But yeah, so the Batman takes place 2 years after Batman officially, Bruce Wayne becomes Batman. So it's him early in his career. So a lot of times when they write him as early in his career, he's still not so much confident, but there's a lot more emotional trauma. It's still raw, and it's him just kind of figuring out the best methods of his craft.
Got it. So he's young Batman, new on the ropes.
Yeah. The nice thing though is that like in Batman Begins, they kind of like here's a training montage of him with the ninjas. Like it literally just lands in the Gotham City, and it is. I remember IGN wrote that it was the most accurate, like comic book accurate, like aesthetic of Gotham City, and I think so too. For as much as we try and make as much as people try and make Gotham City look like an actual city, it's also kind of this, like it's like perfect for Batman because it's like this doom and gloom. Like in the comics, like even Superman's like, what the fuck is this place? Because you go to Metropolis, which is Superman's home, and then Batman's like, there's nobody here. What is going on? Like there's no crime.
Yeah, because there's literally Superman. There's literally like a god there, like flying around with laser beams and shit.
It's like everything's pristine, and then with Batman, it's almost like the hood. You know what I mean? Like even the nice parts of town are the hood. Like it's just like for those of you who watch Star Wars, when they talk about like the Tatooine being like a hive of scum, and it's really that. Like everyone's corrupt, everyone has a price, everyone can be bought. Everyone's willing to sell each other out for shit. Like it's just not a good place to live, which is so that's why Batman comes back, because he's like, I'm gonna clean up the town. And in the first few scenes, first they do the aesthetic right, and then I think the thing that they've never done in a Batman,
the opening intro, like just kind of that first scene you get to see the Batman come out, they did a really good job kind of asserting his not authority, but kind of his
fear.
His fear throughout the town of what his symbol means, and it was great.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Batman picks a bat because he is afraid of bats as a child. So it's his way of conquering his fear, and he realizes that if I become a thing to fear, like almost like a mythical creature, that will have more of an effect than anything else. So he's like, I want you to like look in a corner, like in the shadows, and for all you know, I'm looking back at you, and you'll never know until you commit that crime, and then I beat your ass. And that's what happens. It starts off with these gang dudes chasing this guy, and they're gonna beat him up. And it's like he's like in a corner. Literally, they just show him like walk out of a corner, and it looks like he walks out of like a wall. It's
he was
really
just
good. Yeah.
Okay.
So and everyone's like, what the fuck? And so like that's what I think, like what Raul said, they established the best is that Batman is fear. That is his power. That is his weapon. Not so much the breaking and stuff like that, but like who you do not know if I am standing behind you right now. And I think that they captured that, like, oh my god, just like the energy of that. You're like, yes, because like, you know, they try to like, I think with Christian Bale's Batman, they're just like he knows kung fu, like, you know what I mean, he's like a ninja. But this is like, no, I'm the, you know, it's a quote, Walter White, like, I am the one who fucking knocks, motherfuckers.
Love Walter White. And
so he's continuing this journey. The mob is like a big power in town. Everyone's bought out, and at this point, they introduce God, I forget what the first death is. But you have the Riddler, and the Riddler is in the comic books is kind of this guy who's like, you know, what's black and blue and red all over.
The first death was the guy running for mayor.
Oh yeah. So the first death, I don't know why he does this, but he like raps. So it shows him like getting like stabbed with like a paint chipper, I think, and then it shows that the Riddler like wrapping his face in like duct tape and like saran wrap, and it's like kind of like dark. So yeah, so the Riddler's in the comic books, the Riddler is like this like, I'm smarter than you. I'm like, and he has this compulsion. He has a compulsion to tell riddles. Like, I think they talked about it in a movie or in a comic book, and so he like when he talks to Batman, he has to say a riddle to him.
Oh, I get
like
you.
He has to tell you his plan in the form of a riddle, and I guess all the other villains are like, why don't you just not do that?
Listen,
like,
Batman's not here right now. You don't have to keep the riddle game up. Okay?
Yeah, like the other ones talked to him, like, stop doing riddles. We're not Batman. Leave us alone. And so his name in the comics is Edward Nygma, which is, and if you take his initials,
Enigma.
Yeah.
That's very good.
And so he communicates in this like zodiac, so he gives him like a cipher. So on the bodies he leaves these like Walgreens cards that he like tapes to their chests, and he has to, and this is to the Batman.
Okay.
He opens it, and then it has a hint, it has a riddle in it. And so at this time too, he's dealing with Alfred, and Alfred's still kind of like, hey, like,
okay, really fast.
I liked this Alfred.
I did not like this Alfred.
Ooh, some drama.
I liked him better than the old. Like, I probably would
old guy, frail.
Yeah.
Wait, the original. Like, wait, you didn't like? Okay, let me look up the actor's name.
Andy Serkis. He's Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, you didn't like Andy Serkis as Alfred?
I like. What was cool about it is that he helps Batman in his things, and I think what the original Batmans did, not Michael Caine as Alfred did kind of help a little bit. But in the comics, Alfred helps a lot. Alfred's his doctor. Like, Alfred served as a trauma surgeon. He served in the military. He served in combat. He's like firearms expert. He was a trained actor in some versions of the comics. Mm-hmm. So he will be Batman to like fuck with people, to like get them off of Bruce's like case.
Mm-hmm.
And things like that. And I think this one, he kind of had the air of like that he could. And so he helps him to like solve the ciphers and stuff like that, which is kind of cool.
Wait, did he have the air that he could, or did he actually help?
No, he actually did not help.
He kind of helped.
He had like 5 minutes of screen time. Like, oh look, that letter is supposed to be an S.
Yeah. He was like,
it was not like.
It was definitely a Batman focused movie.
Gotcha.
They did kind of address though the hole that Alfred is supposed to fill as Bruce's surrogate parent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they kind of like, he's kind of like a moody teen. He's like, you need to stop going out there and being Batman. He's like, this is who I am. Because that's the Batman mythos, is that Bruce Wayne is his alter ego. Batman is who he really is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they capture that well too.
So tell me this: who is the better Riddler? Paul Dano? Paul Dano, or
if you say Jim Carrey, I swear to fucking God.
Or Jim Carrey, dog.
Paul Dano.
You tell me Jim Carrey.
Paul Dano was better. I think it's Paul Dano. I don't know, but I liked his better because he talked with this like, he had like a voice modulator.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of sounded like, did you ever play BioShock Infinite?
Yes.
He sounds like that guy, the Comstock.
The one that Would You Kindly?
No, you're thinking of the first BioShock, the one where they're in the clouds.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah.
He's
that guy.
The lamb will come back.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. That's how he kind of sounds, and it's kind of cool because he goes on these like evil monologues, and you're like, ooh, like it sounds kind of good.
It's kind of like almost like Bane, but not Bane.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, so he wears this like, it looks like some people are like, it's a gimp mask. Apparently it's like a military like cold mask. I don't know why. And so, but he saran wraps his face, and then he wears the mask over it.
Why the fuck does he saran wrap his face?
I don't know, but the actor is like, I thought that'd be kind of like a cool like weird thing.
It's a riddle. It's a riddle. Yeah, it's a metaphor. Listen, who was the better Penguin?
Oh, hold on.
Oh, dude,
you're going too far.
Colin Farrell as Penguin, badass. Love the Penguin.
But what about Danny DeVito?
Shut up.
Okay. All right, get back to it.
this Riddler, if you think that the previous Riddler was better, this guy is still S tier. Like, they did such a good job with his character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we all think of like what's his name, Heath Ledger, as like the best Joker ever, and like the way he carried his character. This Riddler, I mean, he's also S tier. Like, he's up there.
This is the best Riddler
in recent years.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like the Riddler role hasn't really been taken on a lot in films. I mean, like, they've done it a lot in like the Batman video game series.
Yeah.
But I think I haven't seen the film, but I do know that Paul Dano did a amazing job as the Riddler. I know everyone on Twitter and shit's like going crazy over that. So
I think he was a good little, because it felt very like he was kind of like an incel. Yeah, so he's on like forums and things like that.
He's on 4chan.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so basically each riddle it unravels this mystery of Bruce Wayne's family.
Oh, spoilers.
I mean, that's his end game, is he wants to expose the secrets of the Waynes.
Listen, riddle me this, Batman. Why do women not love me, even though I am an alpha male and listen to Joe Rogan podcast? That's
exactly what he like. Because I think at the end they try and find out what's his great master plan, and it's like on like Instagram. But he's like, they're like, it's programmed, or like he like rallies all these dudes that are like on the internet to like pretend to be him. And you can read the comments, and it's like, yeah, it's right here, brother, or like you need this kind of like you know what I mean? Like, we all know like that, like the target audience that like he's going for in that.
Try to censor this.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I get you.
I think, I don't know, but so basically it's the journey of the Riddler trying to show Batman that his family, or Bruce Wayne's family, is not as pure as
he thought,
or
everyone thought.
I think it captures the Batman mythos perfect.
Mm-hmm.
They have this one scene I hope Raul also thought it was badass, but it's when he's chasing the Penguin in the car.
Oh, with the motorcycle?
Nah, with his with his fucking Dom Toretto.
Oh, his Batmobile. Oh, bro, that was probably the best scene in the movie.
That, honestly, there's iconic movement, like the whole like the Riddler or the Joker doing the whole like, why so serious with the like, that's iconic. And the scene where Batman, so yeah, basically Batman figures out some shit. He figures out like where they're making the drugs, right? And so the Penguin's there, and so he chases the Penguin, and so but before he does it, they're trying to find Selena Kyle, Catwoman's friend, who found out that like why they're killing people, like why the Riddler's killing people, and so they kill her. And so Batman's journey in all this is he meets Catwoman, and she's trying to figure out what happened to her friend.
And her friend is like the missing link to connect like all the mob, like you know, to be the witness to get people turned in. You know,
the witness, the classic witness, who can bring it all down. So she's dead, and they get shot at, and so Batman does his disappears move. And so they're like looking for him, and then and his Batmobile's in the shadows, and so he's like revving it, and like blue flames like coming out, and it looks like a monster almost, like this like thing, like a hellhound almost, because like fire spitting out of the engine, it's spitting out of the exhaust pipes, and there's like sparks and shit. It's a badass scene. You're like, oh,
it's
shit.
Really good, dude.
Yeah. So all the bad guys are like, so they all jump in their cars and they take off. And so Batman's like, just rips it, right? It's like it turns into the Fast and the Furious. But
legit. Like the scene where Dom Toretto and the late, is his name Jake?
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker, and you know how they're lined up, and he takes off and he does the wheelie in his fucking car.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's exactly like that.
It's exactly like that. So he's going. And so basically the Penguin's like, you know, the typical bad guy, like, hit stuff, bro, I'll knock it over, chasing me, haha, like I'm gonna like. So he's like, oh, like I got him, because he causes like a tanker to blow up, because he's like bumping cars and they're hitting stuff, and you know, it's like,
yeah, Penguin don't give a shit.
Yeah. And so Batman hits this like ramp and he goes through the flame. So basically, Penguin's like, he's like, I got you. He's like, I fucking got you. And then he like hits something and flips. And so, but before that, Batman like hits this ramp, and so through the flame, the fucking Batmobile comes out, like, and it looks like a bat, like coming out of fire.
You know what?
Like, so he's like, oh shit, and he fucking like just like rolls his car. And so while he's rolling, he's hanging upside down, and Batman comes out, and so like the tanker's on fire, and then the wind's blowing, and it's got the cape hitting right, and it's like raining, and the music that they play, dude, and it's just Batman walking. And he looks like
that's some heavy ass boots.
Yeah, like the fucking boogeyman.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Like, hell yeah.
You know that scene reminds me of. Do you know that there's a comic book line? It's like a little side thing. It falls under. I don't know if you guys like. I know Daniel, you kind of like the Batman comics and stuff. It follows the Batman Who Laughs.
Oh yeah.
So there's one in the multiverse.
He gets pushed into that pit of acid, right? And he comes out like Joker.
Yeah, so that's the Batman Who Laughed. I don't think he gets. I forget exactly his origin, but I think it's
evil. He's an so there's the positive worlds and there's a negative world.
Mm-hmm.
So DC goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Marvel goes like 6, 1, 6, 8, 3, 5, 7. But DC goes Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3.
Yeah.
And there's a negative worlds. So basically the worlds are collapsing. So the negative worlds are collapsing. So all the Batman on those planets on those worlds are evil. And they're trying to figure out to survive. So they're like, oh, if we come to the positive sides, then we can take over the positive.
And so the Batman Who Laugh is gathering all these like evil versions of Batman to like lead under him, because he's pretty much like if the Joker became Batman.
Yeah.
And
because,
so
the Batman kills the Joker, and in his death he releases the Joker
gas,
doctrine,
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then that turns Batman into the Joker. So he has the Joker's sadisticness and Batman's mental capacity.
Yeah, but anyway, so while he's recruiting all these evil Batmans, the Batman Who Laughs recruits a Batman who it's a monster truck Batman. So in this universe, Bruce Wayne uploaded all his brain into all like electronics in the world to kind of like surveillance crime and stuff. And people found out about that and like didn't like the idea that he was kind of like this like mass dictatorship in like all electronics. So they destroy all electronics that have his consciousness in it, except for one monster truck.
So it's just Monster Truck Batman.
It's Monster Truck Batman. And that's what this scene reminds me of. Maybe a reference. I don't know.
Is that what the shot is?
Yeah,
but yeah,
maybe.
so then, I think I don't know about you, Roll, but I liked this Catwoman more than the.
Listen, I like her actor. I just don't like kind of her role in everything. She was just kind of like the useless, like maiden who just is dumb. And, like
who's like angry.
Yeah, and it just and I'm being completely honest. Like in every other Batman movie, she makes a point to like hide her identity, wear her mask. This one, she's literally just walking around cops like as a civilian. Like, yeah, I'm Catwoman, and no one does a thing about it.
Red wig, dude. She puts on a red wig and everything.
Yeah, almost like that. But other than that, yeah, she's good.
I've always liked Catwoman for her. Well, that was the thing. Like, I like Catwoman because of reasons.
Of reasons.
Yeah, I apparently have a thing for cats because Catwoman is my favorite, like anti-hero, and then Black Cat from Spider-Man is my favorite.
Oh, dude, Black Cat from Spider-Man, quality.
But yeah, so she does a good job of like carrying the Catwoman energy and like. But I liked her more than Anne Hathaway.
I agree.
Yeah, I could see. I haven't seen the movie, but I agree because I didn't like Anne Hathaway's performance as Catwoman, to be honest. I did like playing Catwoman in the Arkham video games. That was fun. Yeah. We need more of that. We need more Catwoman video games. Okay, so they fight the Riddler. He's an incel, and
you find out that Bruce Wayne's dad.
This is major spoilers, by the way.
Major spoilers. This is the big reveal.
This is the big reveal. All right. You find out that Bruce Wayne is actually not Bruce Wayne. He's actually Wayne Bruce.
which I think is a real thing in one of the DC comics.
Oh, really? That's like.
Well, there's one where he doesn't become Batman, but he has an older brother
that becomes Batman.
Becomes Owlman.
Isn't there one where the dad becomes Batman?
Yep, that's Earth. I forget what Earth that is, but the dad does. And so
that universe, Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the dad fucking murders everyone because then that universe. So at the theater where the mom and dad got killed, it was the mom and Bruce Wayne.
No, the mom lives. Bruce dies.
But
the
dad
becomes Batman.
Oh, you're right. And then you're right.
She becomes a Joker.
Yeah,
that's fucking nuts.
I think there's one though where they both die and Dad's by himself for a minute. Yeah. But I do remember reading that one as well.
The mom Joker one's cool though because like the dad's trying to like I'm gonna become Batman, and so I think he tries to check on his wife and she's like
lost.
So she gives herself the scars, the smile scars, and so like she's like in tears and she's like so that way I can smile forever or something like that. And I was like, this is fucking sick. This is so fucking cool. I mean, obviously, a horrible traumatic event.
That would be a good movie. No, that'd be a good video game. That'd be a great video game. Just running around as Batman with like just mowing down everybody.
Red Hood.
Did we get to play a lot of Red Hood though? I didn't
the Arkham Knight game, but it's not. It's Under the Red Hood is my favorite non live action DC movie, and it's not. No one's been able to capture it right.
Gotcha.
Do you think that the little boy, I mean, it's probably obvious, but is the little boy Robin?
Which little boy?
The one who, the guy who died at the very beginning, who's running for mayor.
Oh, he becomes, that'd be kind of fun.
You know, because in the Dark Knight series with Christian Bale.
I hate that they never did a Robin.
They did.
No, well, they hinted at it, but like you never get to see him in the suit.
That's true. Yeah.
Robin in the suit.
That's true. But the whole thing was like he was a kid.
Yeah.
Got saved by Batman. 15, 20 years later, he's in the police force.
Yeah, the police force.
So I'm thinking, same thing. This kid sees Batman save him. Gone through all this trauma. So I was just wondering if you thought he was going to be Robin.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, and it's also good because it's like, it's young Batman. So that makes sense. By the time he gets to like the golden age.
Yeah,
Robin will be perfect. Okay, so tell me this major reveal. So
the major reveal is that there was a reporter that was digging into the mom's past. So the mom is an Arkham. So if you guys know Arkham Asylum. In the comics, I forget which one it is, but they hint that the Arkhams are cursed to kind of go insane at some point in their lives. And so this reporter finds out that Martha Wayne is an Arkham. She's Martha Arkham. And like he was gonna reveal it while the dad was running to be mayor.
For mayor, it would have ruined his.
It would have ruined his
campaign
because mental illness is just such a negative.
Can't have that.
Yeah, and so the dad talks to Carmine Falcone, who is one of the
mob
bosses in the Batman universe, and he's like, "Hey, can you take care of this for me?"
Like he's like, "Can you please scare him to like not release this information?" Like threaten him basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so Carmine Falcone realizes, well, I can have Thomas Wayne in my pocket. So he's like, I'll kill him. So he kills the reporter, and he's like, well, if you don't want me to say that you told me to do it, then then you gotta help me.
You gotta help me out, yeah.
And so during Thomas Wayne's thing, because they're like infinitely rich, right? He pledges $1 billion to help rebuild Gotham. And when you find out is after the dad's death, all of the politicians are using it to like pay each other off, basically. Like a rainy day fund. And so part of it affected this orphanage where the Riddler was from, and so his orphanage got shut down because
the funds are being stolen.
People. So the Riddler figured this out and figured this is all
the Wayne's fault.
The Thomas Wayne's fault. What? That's wild. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah. So he's like, we're gonna cleanse the town. So he blows the levees in Gotham, and it like starts to flood.
Oh, some Noah's Ark shit right now.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of people die. And so Batman kind of like starts to save the day. And so they kind of leave it on like a bleak, like hey, like Gotham got blown up, like Batman showed up,
but like Gotham's like fucked.
Yeah, Gotham's underwater. And the Riddler's in prison, and so they hint that his cellmate or like the guy next to him is the Joker.
Oh, who do they?
The guy who plays the Joker is, if you watch the Eternals, so there was the like Icarus dude, and then there was the one that could control people with his mind, and he could like, I don't know what his name is.
Star Fox, Druig, Thena, Druig.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the actor who plays Druig in the Eternals is,
his name is Barry Keoghan.
Keegan. Yeah.
Keegan.
So
he's gonna be the new Joker.
Oh, Joker. Yes.
Yeah, Joker. Okay, how do we feel about this?
It's a good. I think he felt a little more anarchistic than, but it was literally like a 2-second thing. He's like talking to him.
It was just like him laughing.
Oh,
and he told a joke, and that was it.
Yeah. Was he all white, like with the?
You didn't get to see anything.
Oh, he's just in the shadows. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So the reason people know who it is because the director confirmed that it was.
Oh, got you. It's gonna be interesting to see like how they're gonna do like costume design for this, because I mean we we were just talking about like Heath Ledger, is pinnacle Joker. Or like even a more recent like Joaquin Phoenix, great Joker, great character, costume design, everything. And then you have Suicide Squad Joker, and you're like,
meh,
wah wah,
for real.
Yeah, so I'm hoping they and they could do something like where, because at this point they kind of explore the thought of where this universe isn't like the main Batman universe. Maybe we can explore some like multiverse, like one of these side story stuff.
Yeah, they did. The director did mention that he doesn't want to put Superman in this world. He wants it to kind of be like a Batman.
You know what, I vibe with that, because the thing about once you start playing Superman, that shit, like things have to get crazy. You know what I mean? Because like to defeat Superman, it's
the other like superheroes could get involved.
Yeah,
and it's just a thing.
That's a whole thing. Yeah, I definitely keeping it in the Batman like universe or meta, I guess. The Batman bubble, I think, is cool. It's gonna be good.
I thought the fighting overall in the Batman was kind of below par. I think like they did really good with the cinematics and the scenes and the vibe of the movie and the theatrics, but the actual fighting itself, I was kind of disappointed.
It definitely is. It's definitely a difficult movie to watch in the sense of it's very dark. Like not just like, oh, it's great.
It's like
it is dark.
Like last season of Game of Thrones.
Oh god.
Like, can I see that?
Yeah, like you turning the lights off and then putting on like a dark scene in like dark.
So you really have to like squint to kind of see it.
But it also adds to like the fear of Batman, because you're like, what the fuck is this?
You can't see.
These guys are getting hit and they're like, what's happening to me?
Yeah,
what's happening?
That's pretty sweet.
It's like, I think there's a level of brutality with Batman that not a lot of people capture, and I think that's what I liked about this one. Because like if you watch the trailer, there's that guy dressed in like the skull paint. He's like, who the hell are you supposed to be? And then he like walks up to Batman, and Batman just decks him in the face. Like breaks his arm, and then like when he's on the ground, he like hits him like 4 times on the dirt, and you're just like, okay. And I think that really is how Batman fights. They try to make it to him like,
well, yeah, I mean, like in the
because he's a bruising character. Like he walks, he's not all like Bruce Lee like kung fu. It's like, no, I have 45 pounds of steel plating on my hands and my chest, and I'm gonna hit you with it. And you're gonna fucking go down. Yeah,
and I mean, like even like when you like play like the Batman video games, I mean, like you're fucking just demolishing everybody, no hold. And like if you did that to an actual person, they would half of them would be dead. You know what I mean? Listen.
Yeah, no, for sure. You're
okay,
like, nah, this would be bad.
So here's my final question regarding Batman. Robert Pattinson. How did he do?
Listen, people pair him with Twilight way too much. The man has grown. I think he's a good actor. I legitimately think he is a good actor, and he has a love of the source material.
You know, actually, so I'm gonna bring this up. So my fiance, she said she can see a little bit of what's his name? Pirates of the Caribbean guy.
Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp.
A little bit of Johnny Depp in him, like his versatility, like he can,
I agree with that.
he has that range, you know.
I agree with that.
So, you know, then he does have those roles where it's like,
Well, I mean, this is, I feel like,
I mean, outside of Twilight, what's a bad role he's been in?
he it's not a bad role.
Or like what has he been meant? Because I think he's not like killed like
He did
been, like a fantastic, but I think he's had more consistent movies. Than
Yeah.
He
did that one with Tom Holland where they're like out in the middle of the USA, like rural town, and he's like the priest.
The Hate You Give.
Yeah, and he's like touching girls and
oh
like,
fuck,
abusing
I
his
totally
power as a
forgot
priest.
about him in that film.
Yeah, so like,
Dude, he did that. He was the priest.
that was him.
Dude, 10 out of 10. Really? Oh, dog, he did such a good job then. Yeah, no, I definitely agree what you're saying then. If as talking about like as like a Swiss Army knife of an actor, yeah, I could definitely see that. But as Batman, do you think like this is the next like greatest Batman? Like, because we talk about like Heath Ledger, we talk about, you know what I mean?
It was really good.
I have, I definitely, like I said, I feel I know Raul said that he keeps. You think Christian Bale's the best Batman?
Yeah,
he's thinking about it. He's thinking. It was a hard battle.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
But we can agree though, his Bruce Wayne is
too,
just,
sure.
is just no.
But like, and then the other thing that I could see as like, obviously like he is like, this is young Batman. So, I mean, he could really like go full force into the role, really grow into it, you know, and really just become like Batman. I think could be. But now he was a good Batman, but how about Bruce Wayne? Because I've heard the argument that he is great, he's an amazing as the Batman, but as Bruce Wayne, he's kind of meh.
I'm gonna bring up my previous point. He has like a constipation look that he goes to a lot when he's trying to be like serious or kind of like emotional. It just doesn't work for me. It's not. I don't know.
You don't vibe with it.
Yeah. Like his Batman was great, but when he has to kind of play that like that vulnerable type character, it just I don't see it.
Yeah.
I think the direction they went in with Bruce Wayne was different. I think it fit with the character.
So okay, what direction did they go?
I think they took it as imagine your parents die and you come back, and for 2 years you dress up as a bat and beat the shit out of people.
It's just edgelord.
Oh, so, okay. So like a lot of My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, for sure. He's very Gerard Way in his appearance. But he also, the way he kind of talks, because there's a line where and a lot of times Batman doesn't respond to this, I think, but a lot of times like Alfred's like, you're gonna fucking die. You will die.
He doesn't give
I
a
will
shit.
bury you. And he looks at Alfred and he's like, I don't care if I die.
Yeah, he was legit ready to die. I was gonna say that too. Because all the other Batmans, they're like, okay, I got to be careful. This is dangerous. This motherfucker's like,
you know what? I really think that's, if we going back to the comic books, that is true Batman. Batman will go into any situation, even if he knows it's a trap. He will go in and do what he has to do, and it doesn't matter like what his chances are. He's gonna go in and protect the city, you know, and protect the people of Gotham. So I think as that I definitely could see that. But so overall, Bruce Wayne like needs some work. It's
gonna be a character that grows. If they do another movie, I'm excited because right now he's gloom and doom.
Yeah.
They might brighten him up, because usually Bruce Wayne is usually played, he's like the bachelor, rich, like millionaire, like you got to play him with a little bit of charisma,
Yeah, and I think he has the potential to do that, as Robert Pattinson does.
Yeah, he could flip it.
I just think that it's for the movie that they were trying to tell. He wasn't gonna get a lot of Bruce Wayne like razzle dazzle going.
Yeah, because it wasn't like, happy. There wasn't really any of those like happy-go-lucky moments. It was kind of like all keep it dark, literally keep it dark. Okay, so out of 10, let me hear your ratings.
Oh, I have it like a 9.5.
9.5.
I was giving it a solid 9, bro.
9. This is AA plus,
bro. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Listen, I bought the tickets because like I know Batman's out. I was like, yeah, so I bought the tickets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked at the fucking runtime, and I realized it's a 3-hour movie.
It's a fast 3 hours.
No, that's what I was saying, but like it doesn't feel like a 3-hour movie. It's long. You definitely know it's long, but you don't sit there like, oh my god, when is this gonna be over?
There's never any like dull moments of where you're like, we could have vetoed this. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So not all right. So you're saying, for myself and anybody else out there, we need to go watch the Batman movie right now.
Yes.
Unanimous.
And what was also nice about it too that I just fucking remembered is that it's like a detective movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not how do I stop Joker? It's him actually using the thing, which is that in the DC universe, he's the world's greatest detective, and it's actually him detecting shit. And like,
not just him showing up and just like beating ass and shit like that. I feel that. Listen, does the Batman MasterCard show up in the movie at all?
No, thank God.
So like that's if you don't get that reference in the Batman and Robin movie when they have to buy a kiss from Poison Ivy, there's that whole scene of them going like back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And they like Bruce Wayne's like put it on the plastic, and it's just like a Batman fucking. It's the Batman.
It was peak.
Listen,
peak product placement. This was like easy money.
But okay, overall, Batman, watch it.
Can I ask a question since we're on time? I know we're running a little later, but
let's wrap it. Let's do an afterthought question.
Do you think if you're directing either a movie or creating a video game or like some form of media that has previous lore attached to it, do you think like as a do you think directors should read up on the lore of what they're building? Does that make sense?
100%.
Well, okay,
yeah. For example, there's like the guy who did the Batmans that everyone hates, the Joel Schumacher.
Mm-hmm.
He was famous for saying like, I never read Batman comics. Or for like the 4th Harry Potter movie, the people who directed the Goblet of Fire never read the Goblet of Fire.
Oh, so they were just
they were just
fucking
going off of like,
they freeballed it. They were like wizards, wizard events. Oh wow, that's wild.
So do you think, like if you're going into like a project with this level of lore or like,
history,
do you think like do you go, oh okay, cool, they're appreciating the history and they're gonna maybe use some of that to do it? Because obviously Marvel does the best. You can tell that the people who write Marvel stuff love Marvel shit. But do you think it's a requirement for directors and like creators to kind of like be like, hey, yeah, I have read whatever though.
I feel like I really think it, like if we look at it like a history film or like something like talking about the past, maybe like a movie about like ancient wars or something that's going on, I would, in movies like that, we always watch the breakdown of like people that like they'll break down like, oh, this is a cheesy movie and all the stuff in it just makes no sense at all, or let's go on the flip side of that. We watch a really great like movie and it's like you have historians come in, they're like, everything's accurate, or the movie I'm thinking about, what's the one with I drive a Lincoln because I like the feel of it. What's that guy's name?
Matthew McConaughey.
So Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar, and they brought in some scientists to kind of talk about the science behind the movie and stuff, and like how like a lot of it is actually like accurate. And like I feel like that just really adds to the film, like, you know what I mean? Like you can obviously do it without being accurate, but like when it is accurate, it adds just so much more context. And like, I think if you're trying to make a good film, you have to do the research. And I think that also applies especially for these comic book films. I feel like you have to do, at least some research. You don't have to like, obviously, like with the Batman and stuff, there's a lot you can like dig into, but you have to at least know a little bit. Otherwise, again, we're gonna get the Batman visa, and
yeah, we're gonna get
they
like how disheartening. This is for real. How disheartening would it be to hear that? And this kind of bothered me when we listened to the Michael J. Tatum talking about the characters when they get they talked about when they get the character they're supposed to play for the anime, and they're like, yeah, he's like, I just go off of the little synopsis. He's like, I don't read. Like a lot of them were like, yeah, I don't read. None of them read Tokyo Ghoul, or like a lot of them like, yeah, I don't read the anime that I'm of the character I'm gonna be, and like that kind of bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, it's like when you were in like high school and you were assigned a summer reading book to write an essay when you come back. I never read those books. I fucking spark noted that shit, and I read all the summary points of each chapter. I mean, I still got a good grade at the end, but what I wrote was just a bunch of BS that I threw together. Like, the best stuff, the people who got the A pluses, 100%. Read the book, Like you can skate by, and people are gonna like the film, so to say, but you're never gonna create anything that's worthwhile without knowing what it is you're working on.
And I think that really reflects on this film, like, this Batman. I mean, obviously you could tell like the work is in there, like the lore is like represented in the film. I mean, it shows, Batman as like who truly Batman is. I mean, it shows even an iconic character like the Riddler. And that's something that really doesn't get explored a lot. So I think overall, like if you put the effort in to do the research, I think it pays off in the end. If you're just in it for like, I'm here for a paycheck, I gotta play this role, let's just get this over with, then you know what, it might be great, it might also suck. But if you really want to go in and this is like a passion and like you really want to put 100%, then you'll do the research, and then it won't really be research, it's just at that point it's just fun. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So this is for Raul, since Chris isn't here. How upset would you be if you found out that like the people making One Piece are like, we've read some of the stuff in the One Piece and we're like, like that doesn't really fit our vision. Or
I probably wouldn't even watch it. It's like when a new video game comes out, and it's something that like Elden Ring, for example. FromSoft, takes care of their games. They take the time. They never release anything that's washed. But if it's something like the next Call of Duty, where they're just kind of spitting shit together and I'll wait. I'm fine now. I'll read the reviews. I'll wait to see what it's about. And if it's decent, I'll give it a shot. Probably get tired of it. But something like Elden Ring, or something that's taken years to develop and has huge history and a good team behind it, that's something you jump on day one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like One Piece, if they created the movie and they did their homework, I'm gonna watch that day one. If not, I'm gonna wait to see how bad it is, and if it's not that bad, maybe I'll watch it.
And that's the other thing going in. Like, I mean, how many like live action like movies that are based on like comics or like video games have like just been like dumpster fires? You know what I mean? Especially in the video game world. I'm trying to think in recent time of like a film.
That's actually a good point. Has anybody seen Uncharted yet?
No, I haven't seen the new Uncharted.
People said it was a good like it was like National Treasure, but like not as awkward because of Nick Cage.
That's cool. Because like Arcane, that is gold right there,
dude. Arcane.
They did their homework. They studied the characters.
So
good. That's a success.
But dog, I watched Arcane and started playing League. I fucking hate League, dude.
Yeah, but
I watched it because that show is so good, man.
I know.
Yeah. So I agree. If you care about the project as a director, you'll put the homework in, and you'll read at least a little bit, But if you're just there because you're like, you know what, I'm a director, I want to, I want to Michael Bay this shit. We're just gonna do a lot of fight scenes and explosions. Call it good. Then it's probably gonna be shit. But it might be good.
I probably won't.
it might be good. It might not be. People might like it. People might not. But like, I feel like you're better off. It's a better guarantee if you know what you're getting into.
Okay, I respect that. And I think Marvel is a great example of that. You can tell that everyone who writes Marvel, even if it's not like the greatest movie in the sense of like, like Thor. Thor is not a good Marvel movie.
The first Thor, yeah.
First Thor,
yeah.
Second one isn't good either.
Ragnarok's good.
Yeah, you can at least tell that they like read like a Thor comic.
Yeah.
To get the energy of Thor, like that, which I think is good, and like, I think is what motivates people to go see it. Is that you're like, hey, like these people do give a fuck about the character that we love,
and that also plays into other things like casting. Like if you don't know what type of character you're about to portray in a movie, how do you know who you're gonna cast for that?
That's really true. And I feel like, especially like if you're making the jump from like comic to like a film, or even just like a anything like animation anime to live action, like if the casting is super important. You really have to because it's really hard to like translate that into live action. Like how can someone portray like how can someone portray Superman? You know what I mean? Or like the Batman, or like, or otherwise you're going to get like Ryan Reynolds as the Green Lantern. And like that's just a no-go. That's a no-go. But then if you're good at casting, then you get Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. And it's like, listen, it's two sides of the same coin, Yeah,
I agree with that.
So any final thoughts on this podcast?
Today? I'm excited to talk about at whatever point we do. I'm excited to hear Raul and Chris's thoughts on the One Piece live action.
Ooh, we should talk about that. We will be. So yeah, next episode we're going to be talking about who is the greatest swords user. We're gonna have a tournament arc next episode. We might also dig into the Jujutsu Kaisen movie that is going to be releasing. Me and Raul are watching it this weekend, and we're gonna give you our input. Let you know if it's good, if it's bad. If Jujutsu Kaisen is still a S tier, or
IGN gave it a 9 out of 10. So the movie,
and it's a prequel too, so you don't have to worry about spoilers too much. It's
the story arc for the main character though is I read it, got a little emotional at the end, so
excited.
So you're saying I'm about to cry in the theaters right now?
Hey,
listen, dude. At the end of Mugen Train, we're on Goku. I was there. You felt it. You felt it in the theaters. But thank you if you've listened this far. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it, and we also appreciate if you leave a like, comment, subscribe on whatever podcasting channel or whatever you're listening to it on. You can check us out on our Instagram. Daniel is rocking the Instagram. Leave us a follow. Tell us what you think.
I looked at the last one. I'm so sad.
Hey, listen. Some days are good. Some days are pretty shit.
Some days we get 20 fucking followers, and some days my mom saw it, and that's it.
Listen, it's all the game. But check us out there. You could also check us out on YouTube. We're gonna be releasing something pretty soon here. So keep an eye out on that. But thank you for listening. We appreciate it, and we will see you on the next one.
Also, do take the chance, whatever you are on in terms of liking or reviewing us, please be sure to leave a 5-star review so we can share our love of nerd things to the rest of the world and begin our domination of the anime podcast market.
One follower at a time. But all right. Thank you guys. Thank you, Raul. Thank you, Daniel, for joining me. All right. Let's do it again next week.
Bye.